from Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Fort Worth, Texas. This is the Grandpa and Pappy Show, and we welcome everybody in. I guess you can tell Pappy's hormones either kicked in or he's not here, and the latter is the case. Special K is sitting in for Pappy today, who had an opportunity to go and visit with his son and their family and see his little granddaughter. And when they get back into Texas for a visit, you just got to go down there, you know?
That's right. And the weather's keeping them from coming back right now.
It is right now. We had some sleet and icy conditions yesterday, if you are not aware, that led to a 50-plus car pileup on I-35 here in Fort Worth. And I believe the last I've heard, 6 fatalities in that.
Yes, 6.
And over 30 injuries, folks that had to be taken to local hospitals. So it's going to be very dangerous. And the forecast, Special K is calling for a lot more.
A lot worse. I heard this morning that we could be under blizzard conditions by Monday. Mm-hmm. But I just want to put our thoughts and prayers out there to all the families and the people involved in that accident. That was a tragedy, and I hope our prayers really. I want to reach out our prayers to them and lift them up in prayer, and let them know that people are really thinking about them.
Absolutely.
And our great city of Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm. We sure do. It was a great tragedy, and of course, as Special K says, our prayers go out to all the family. We've got an interesting show today. And before we get kicked off, I got a few things I want to say, especially to Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban. Let me tell you something, Mark. For 22 years, I was in the broadcast industry, and 18 of those were spent as a sports play-by-play announcer. I live and breathe sports. I'm a fanatic, and you're a techie that created a .com company that you sold for billions of dollars, and you and your partner became billionaires. You're the techie that bought the struggling Dallas Mavericks franchise. You're the techie that spent money on getting coaches and players and trying to arrange them into a team, fitting the pieces of the puzzle together. And finally you did, and the Dallas Mavericks won the world championship a few years ago, and everybody in the state of Texas was just ecstatic. But your latest adventure has caught America, especially the state of Texas, by surprise. Last year, during the pandemic of the coronavirus and the shortened NBA season, we were subjected to Black Lives Matter and all the propaganda that the NBA threw at us. We didn't like it. A lot of folks quit watching the NBA, including yours truly. But secretly, I was hoping they would come to their senses, which they did in the off-season when Commissioner Silver said that the Black Lives Matter, all the protests are behind us. We're going to concentrate on the NBA. Good for you, Adam Silver. So what does Mark Cuban do? He succumbs to the wishes of those who are rich black athletes, and the Star-Spangled Banner was not allowed to be played anymore at any of the Dallas Mavericks home game. Now, let me tell you something, Mark. You may be a smart man, but you're not smart when it comes to American people. What you've done is slap the face and hit the nose of every American who is patriotically happy to be an American. And you've sucker punched right in the jaw those that served in the military and wore the uniform to keep this country free and our rights going. So what you've done is alienated even more people. My Maverick gear is going to be keeping some homeless person warm, or maybe Goodwill can do something with it. Either that, or I'm going to cut it up and use it for toilet paper. That's what I feel about it. And that is what brings us to today's topic. Mark Cuban bans the National Anthem. And this was suggested by a friend out in East Texas in Emory, Cindy Gale Roberts Thomas. And as usual, you folks had some very strong opinions. And we'll get right to them as we dive into what you, our people, are saying. This is your program, your opinions, and your opinions will be heard. Jerry Williamson, who happens to be one of the finest basketball players I've ever seen, says, I was already done with the NBA and the other pro leagues. James O'Donnell agreed, saying, I've never followed the NBA. And I hope, Mark Cuban, you start listening to some of these opinions.
Darletta Macaulay Holland said, I have never been a Mavericks fan because I've always known he is a nutcase, narcissist, liberal crook.
Well, there you go. That says it all. John Bossy said, I was already done with the NBA, and Cuban, he's worn out his welcome. This is just another layer, the 3-day-old fish on top of the garbage pile that is the NBA. Now, let me tell you that the NBA came down on Mark Cuban and told him he had to start playing the National Anthem before all of the games, which he did on the very next game. So, but let me tell you something, Mark. The damage has been done. Yes, sir.
You know, when I was growing up, I always thought everybody believed the same way that I did.
Yeah.
That you honor our flag, you honor our anthem. And the anthem doesn't have a color attached to it. It does not.
It does not.
It covers all races, colors, creeds, religions. Mm-hmm. It is about being proud of our nation and being proud of where we live.
Absolutely. And that's the truth. It covers all of us.
It always brings my heart to tears when it's sung at a sporting event. Mm-hmm. And I've just always been brought up that way. The parents aren't bringing their kids up like that anyway.
What's the old saying? You stand for the flag and the anthem, and you kneel for prayer.
That's correct. Michael Greenlee said, I have attended Maverick games in the past since I am a huge supporter of our local teams, but this really cuts the cake. Doesn't Mark Cuban know that by banning our national anthem that he is alienating thousands of loyal Maverick fans? For those who are offended by this, you are as bad as he is. As far as I am concerned, he has lost every loyal fan. Maybe someone at Goodwill can use all the Maverick gear I've bought over the years and worn proudly, but not anymore.
Michael, you must have heard, knew what I was going to talk about in my opening, because that's exactly the way I feel. Chad Cooper said he is a has-been. Mike Mackey said, I have no words. Alice Harvey said, I'm done. He atheist? Definitely communist demon-crat. And Mary Adams Childers said, we're done also.
TJ Sanchez said sarcastically, didn't he want to run for president? He did at one time. There was talk. Mm-hmm. Mary Alice Simmons said, yes, it is true. It was mentioned. But he would be no better than the socialists sitting in the Oval Office now.
Just tell us how you really feel, guys. I love this. Charlie George said, I'm thankful not to waste my time on any sports. There is but one true God, and Americans in general have long set sports on top to be worshipped. Lacey K. Green said, well, life as we knew it is over, and life as he knew it is over. God will deal severely with him. You just watch.
That's true. That's true. Jerry Blum said, I don't care for basketball or for him, but he stopped players from taking a knee or another way of them protesting. Ronnie Barnett said, Mark Cuban can bite my butt. And David Watson says he's a commie bastard.
Well, there you go.
Yeeks.
Yeah, just tell it like it is. Rick Weatherly told us, I used to be a basketball coach, and all of my players, regardless of race or color, stood proudly as our national anthem was playing. With this single move, he is teaching the young people of today that our national anthem doesn't stand for a thing. And the millions of men and women who served our great country to preserve our freedom did it for nothing. I couldn't be a coach of a bunch of whiny millionaires who don't know the first thing about true sacrifice. It is a sad thing, but I'm done watching the Mavericks anymore. They just injected vinegar into my veins.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
Donna Briggs Moss says she is done with sports here. They have come to believe they are better than anyone else, and laws don't apply to them. More important things to do. There's more important things to do than watch this crap. And that's so true. I mean, they have just become such elitists. Mm-hmm. They don't realize they make in one day what some people make in 1 year.
Yeah, or more.
Or more.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Now, where can you go and make money like this? You can't. That's the American way of life. You can earn it if you work hard enough for it. But that doesn't give you the right to share your politics and ram it down our throats. It just ain't going to happen. We've got more comments coming up here in just a moment. But first of all, we're going to take a break for this time out, and we'll be right back.
When selling your home, you could take all the photos yourself. But if you have a RE/MAX agent,
Guys, how are you?
they know a team of experts who will get the job done right.
We are back, and we thank you for joining us today for the Grandpa and Pappy Show. If you're just joining us, Pappy is in south of Houston, down around Lake Jackson, visiting with his son and family. And we wish them a good time, but we also wish you, Pappy, good luck on getting home this weekend, because it's supposed to get kind of bad up here.
Really cold. So be safe. Be safe.
Absolutely. Back to your opinions on today's topic. Mark Cuban banning the National Anthem at Dallas Maverick games. Shirley Mills said, I quit watching them because of Mark Cuban, but never watched much anyway. If this is his idea of curing the problem, just bury your head in the sand. Hoss Huggins said Cuba and Cuban both suck.
That's Hoss for
Now,
you.
this coming from a Texas Hall of Fame broadcaster.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Of which I am not one of those. I just want everybody to be very clear about that.
Absolutely. Okay.
I've never done this
You're doing
before.
a good job. Doing a good job.
Patrick McDivitt said, I don't see how the NBA will continue to survive if they keep disappointing and alienating fans. True. As long as companies keep bailing them out with advertising, they will continue down this path.
That's correct.
And this is true. It's the children who really suffer, though. Playing the anthem prior to the game should instill some pride and gratitude that we live in a free nation where they can enjoy the sport.
Very well said, Patrick. Very well said. And then Roger Seiler agreed with Patrick, saying, I agree wholeheartedly. Are we going to keep doing away with patriotism until it's all gone? Our children can't even learn how to say the Pledge of Allegiance in schools these days. Athletes are turning their backs or kneeling when our anthem is played. And now they're banning the anthem at Maverick games? I challenge you, free-loving Americans, to stop supporting these spoiled, rich athletes and owners by just stop watching any of it. Quit calling the sports talk radio and television stations, and let's see how long this lasts. It's time Americans took back America, regardless of who gets hurt.
Yep. Randy Abbott.
Strong words.
Those are strong words. Randy Abbott says, I've been done with basketball for years. And Mike Eisen said, absolutely. Joe Walker said she's never watched before and definitely won't now.
Well, that's pretty stout stuff.
Yeah, you
that
know,
we've
I'm
read so
a
far.
big basketball fan. I love the Mavericks.
Yeah, you are.
And that's so disappointing to me that we're in this place today where we're so divided that we have to watch that stuff on TV.
That's true.
And it's to the point where you don't even watch the beginning of the game anymore because you don't know what they're going to be protesting at the front of the game. So
that's true. I will tell you that I've said many times on this program, I'm all in favor of Black Lives Matter if they attack the problem that needs to be attacked, and that is black-on-black crime and murder rates, and getting your children to understand the importance of education. If you do those two things alone, your organization will be very successful. But instead of doing that, they've raised millions and millions of dollars to the organization and got sports franchises like the NFL, the NBA, baseball, Major League Baseball, all to fall into that category of being Black Lives Matter supporters when their own website tells you that they were big socialist fans and big fans of the Democratic Party. Okay, so you got your guy in office. Let's concentrate on what the real problems in the African American community are. You do that, you'll get a lot more people behind you, and a lot more people will understand what you're trying to do. Jim Krause said, I quit watching all pro sports a few years back when all of the kneeling and BLM started. I refuse to watch or buy products that support temper tantrums from spoiled, multi-millionaire thugs. And that's not a racist comment either, because there are spoiled thugs of all races.
Oh, that's true. This next
this next one puts it all in perspective.
This is a great, whoever this is that wrote in. Mitch Allison Gray said, I am an African American who has fought and defended our country for the last 15 years, and I have had enough of the hate mongering of America from all of these rich owners and players. Let them be the ones to carry the torch for freedom into the sands in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Bingo.
Let them be the ones who stand up for freedom, and maybe, just maybe, they will have a genuine love for this country. All of this BLM writing is just setting race relations back 20 years, and that is very true. African Americans have a chance to succeed in life if they will just stop listening to those who say it is all right to suck off the tit of the government. That's all I have to say.
And boy, did you say a lot.
Yes.
Mitch, that is putting it right in a nutshell, and I don't think I could say anything that would top
right. And thank you for your
opinion. My goodness, and thank you very much for your service to our great country.
Absolutely.
Rod Scott said, I have been done with him and the NBA for 19 years now. Idiots, all of them. Doug Gressett said ditto. And Marilyn J. Spring says, at some point, a person or a lot of persons become ignorant. Joel Gage said, I have been done with him.
Yep. Shelley Wells says she has been done with him, just dumb. Jill Hetman Kern says she has been done too, but it confirms a good reason to never go back. Tina Tapley Hudson agreed by saying, yep, me too.
Well, there you go. Jimmy Sparks said Dirk Nowitzki once said he was so happy to be playing in America and enjoying all of the freedoms that come with it. Boy, I'll bet he's choking on those words today. That's possibly true. Dirk Nowitzki is my favorite all-time Dallas Maverick fan or player.
And you know that's so true, because if I remember correctly, when Mark Cuban first came, he said that the anthem insults, makes people feel uncomfortable. Well, you came to this nation, you wanted to be in America. When you move here, you are America, so why should it insult you or bother you? If you don't like it, leave.
Leave. Yeah, get the hell out of here. We don't want you anyway.
Yeah, Bruno Liam
Bruno.
Blah, blah. Said he and his team can go to some foreign country and stay there. Debbie McGowan Howitt agreed, saying, yep. And Joffrey Good said, I've been done with the NBA. Hell, they're mostly owned by the CCP now. That's funny.
I love you guys. I mean, you guys come up with some great opinions, and this is the beauty of this show. Our show is based on your opinions and your ability to speak your opinions without being censored. Good or bad, we read them here. Tim Adcock told us he never really watched them. Now I won't for sure. Jim Dozier said, wow, All I can say is, wow. Everything that our great country has given to this man. Wow. What a sorry excuse for a human. And Bruce Agnew agreed.
And Paul Meyerson said, if this is true, it really saddens me. I can't count the hours I've spent watching the Mavericks, either in person or on TV. To know I've given that much of my life cheering for a team that has now turned its back on our national anthem makes me very angry. It makes me angry, too. Mm-hmm. My sister lost her life in Desert Storm, fighting for this country, and by refusing to honor her and those who served, this brings a tear to my eye, by not playing our anthem makes me sick to my stomach. This will come back to haunt him if fans have the balls to stand up for our country and just cut them off. That was a tearjerker. Well, for me, because I cry real easy.
Paul, thank you very much for your sister's service, and our deepest condolences at the loss of her life in defending our great country. But you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that everybody that has written opinions here, and there's a lot that we didn't have time to get to when transcribing this program for the air. We're still getting comments on it, and a lot of you are saying the same thing. You're so disappointed in Mark Cuban and what he did, and even though he's now playing the anthem again as directed by the NBA, the damage has already been done.
Yep.
Brenda Jackson said, stick a fork in me and call me done. G.W. Rutledge said, I didn't watch it anyway and never will now. Mark Carrington said, his last name says it all. Cuban.
I got that.
She got that, and she don't get jokes.
I don't.
Really, she doesn't.
I don't. Everybody knows that about me. Daryl Rule said, I'm done with all pro sports. Disrespecting our nation does not sit well with me. Darla Walker said, I was done a long time ago. And Brian Gorman sarcastically asked, who is Mark Cuban?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Lynn Butler said, thanks, Mark. You're now something else to not be bothered with. Cancel culture? Right.
No.
There you go.
There you go. Steve Nelson said, if they are a part of the National Basketball Association, they should honor the nation that the national anthem is for. Mm-hmm. Maybe they should change the name of the association to a bunch of rich guys that own basketball teams, or what?
ABORGTOBT.
Okay. I didn't get that.
Well, okay, it's the first letter there. I gotta explain this to her sometimes, folks. So, she is brilliant in a lot of ways. She is our not only our director, but our technical director, and keeps the show running. But sometimes on jokes, we have to tell them exactly what.
Sometimes it's just a delay reaction. I have to think about it. I have to have the logic.
Well, getting it a day later, that doesn't help. But that's okay.
That's true.
That's okay. We can't put the show on with old Special K here not being here. And finally today, Elliot Mason said, it sickens me that it's gotten to this point. By Mr. Cuban banning our national anthem at his team's basketball games, it is just another slap to the face of all true Americans in this country. This is another blatant attempt by sports to make us forget our heritage, except for the African Americans who seem to run all pro sports organizations and associations. I heard the other day that the NFL is strongly considering banning any police or military honor guards from any NFL games. Are you fed up with America? Are you fed up, America? Have you had enough? Then get ready to fight, because it's coming. We want our America back. And Elliot, I heard that same report that they are considering that. And the fact that they're even considering that, I'm like you, makes me sick at my stomach. It really does. I just don't understand Americans. And we have a lot of friends, Special K and I, who are professed Democrats. And that's fine. That's your choice. That's your right as an American, but for the life of me, I just cannot understand how all of these Democrats are sitting by watching all of this stuff for the last 3 weeks transpire. I just don't get it.
But I will say, I wish, even when Grandpa and myself go to the field office to watch a football game like the Super Bowl, we still sit and put our hand across our heart, even though it's on TV, to honor that anthem.
Absolutely.
Wherever we are, and everybody ought to do that. It's just respectful.
That is. It certainly is. Well, we thank you very much for all of the comments that you sent in to us today. And for those that didn't make the show, if we get a bunch more in, we may make another show out of it. You never can tell. But thank you very much for taking time out of your day to do that for us. Let's take a look at some of the viewer comments we got in on some of our past shows. John Bossy commented on our show about impeachment this week. He said no. There are 44 no votes based on the constitutionality. They have been violated, or they have violated the 1st, 5th, and possibly the 14th Amendment. They need to convert 13 votes, and I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't see that happening
either.
either. Today, the Republicans take to the podium
After
to
2
argue
days.
their case, and they say that probably only take 3 or 4 hours. All they have to do is put what the Democrats put up video-wise and put the actual video that was done, because the videos they showed yesterday were so edited.
They were.
They need to show the actual video that actually came. So that's
correct.
That's my opinion.
You're sticking to it.
And yeah.
All right.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Okay, sorry. Tracy Sanchez sent a comment on our $15 minimum wage show. She said whatever they do, it's wrong, and they're making robots to do just about everything. So we are going to be out of work as humans. What a wonderful world we live in.
Yeah, and I heard a report the other day that McDonald's is doing that very thing. They're experimenting and trying to develop robots to do the work of the humans. So that's going to put a lot of people out of work. So you better think about that.
It'll put people out of work, but they're going to have people that's going to be able, techie people, and how many Americans have that kind of knowledge or expertise?
Yeah, that's true. Brett Barker commented on that same show about $15 minimum wage. He said, not unless you want a $5 a gallon gas and food all skyrocketing. And he's absolutely correct.
That's correct. Well, we're already seeing gas go up.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, today.
Yes,
what
we
was
are.
it over there at the Quick Trip? Was like $2.29 a gallon now?
It was awfully nice under President Trump to have gas under $2 a gallon. And now we're watching it go right back up.
Yeah, it's creeping up there. Allison Myers commented on our show asking why people hate President Trump. She said, America will find out this week why so many hated them. The Democrats will open themselves up to all of the corrupt wrongdoings and their complete hypocrisy.
I think so, and I hope that's exactly what happens. Our buddy out in East Texas, Big Al Baker, we haven't heard from in quite a while, wrote in on our show about parents' lessons handed down. He said, hell, boys, for us, it was simple. Mind your P's and Q's and you won't get your ass tore up. Al, I agree. It was a lesson I learned at an early age. Don't know about you boys, but it taught me respect at an early age.
Absolutely.
Big Al.
My mom and dad had 3 girls, and Michelle got the worst brunt of it all. She got spanked every day. My mom spanked her little butt all the way up one of the sidewalks after she ran off and went to some friend's house. And I didn't get it as bad as she did, but Julie, my younger sister, got it not at all. Which we couldn't get that.
There you go. There you go. Our parents, I tell you what, in all these rioters that you see out here, you don't see people over 40 years old. Very few of them, because we learn better to mind our P's and Q's, like our friend said out in East Texas. Well, it's been a lot of fun today, and there's all kinds of ways that you can send your ideas and questions for a show into us, just like Cindy Gale Northcutt Roberts Thomas did today. Cindy Gale, thank you very, very much for that. You can go to our Gmail site at grandpaandpappy@gmail.com, or you can go to our website, which is www.grandpa and the letter N pappy.com, grandpainpappy.com, where you will see a big red button. And
We got our mascot over here.
yeah, we do. Our mascot, Miss Dolly, is making sure that Pappy's chair is taken care of, and she's not used to seeing Special K sitting over there. But anyway, you'll see the big red button here. Just push on it, everybody. It'll ask you for your own personal password, and that'll put you right into the Grandpa and Pappy YouTube page, which we would appreciate your subscribing. It's absolutely free, and you can watch all 129 shows, or 28 shows, that we have produced. And you can go on our Grandpa and Pappy Facebook group page, where you see a lot of the questions that are asked and a lot of the opinions that are expressed before they even hit the air here. So we thank you very, very much for joining us today. It's been a lot of fun. Special K, thank you.
I had a lot of fun doing this. I've never done this before, so I hope I
Thank you for
insult anybody.
Yeah, thank you for filling in for Pappy. And Pappy, we hope your travels are very safe and you get back to us very soon. We always end our show by telling everybody to hug your children and let them know you love them, and let them know that we love them here on the Grandpa and Pappy Show too. Until we see you again, we ask you to take care of each other, be kind, take care of one another. May God bless you, may God bless America, and we'll see you then. Goodbye.